Guys, welcome back. I'm Chris Howes with the House team over at Keller Williams. Today, I'm sitting down with a good friend of mine, Vincenzo Barone, owner of Bricco Coal-Fired Pizza over here in Westmont. Vincenzo, thank you so much for taking time doing this.
Welcome, anything for you, buddy.
I appreciate it. I owe you one later. So please tell us about yourself. Tell us about the business a little bit.
Bricco Coal-Fired Pizza. We just came up on 8 years of business, and it was a success right from the beginning, but I continue to work on it and try to evolve, because I feel like in this business, when you get content and happy and you feel like you're on top of the world, you lose it, and I've done that in the past. So I keep on sticking to it, and I try to recreate new stuff and constantly work on the dough, and make frequent trips to Italy and see what's going on over there, and just basically taste new flavors. You know?
So you pretty much go to Italy just to learn, essentially, and see what methods they're using over there to kind of bring it back.
It's I think the pizza business, it's like you could put it in line with the bread business, right? There's like the most genius bakers in the world that are still having meetings about dough making for bread, and these guys are gods, right, of the bread making. And I look at these guys and they're like, what am I doing, you know? So going back there, and again, there's constant evolution with flours and different companies coming out and different products coming out. And I have family over there. I'm really grateful. I spent most of my life there. And but just going over there and smelling and feeling it, it's just a whole nother level. Yeah, it's different than a rep coming in here and showing me tomatoes, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely one thing compared to the others.
Exactly.
So, now, how long have you been at this location?
8 years. 8 years.
Now, do you have a second location, right?
The Bourse, and then like we spoke of, it was recently at Barone's Husky Golf for 18 years. Villa Barone, which is down the street, was my first restaurant.
Okay.
I opened up in 1994.
Okay.
I was 18 years old and grew up in the business, but didn't know how to run a business. Kind of had to like
how that experience go?
I got thrown in the deep end, you know, with no life vest, and again, that was like growing pains, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, like most people, they would tell you, they would see somebody driving a nice car or somebody going away on vacation, like, oh, must be nice, but they don't see the
work involved
to get
behind
to
the
scenes.
To get to that level.
I'm 28 years now working by myself, and and it seems like 2 days.
Yeah.
You know,
So each day is something new, obviously, right?
It never gets easy. You know?
It never gets easy. Each day is a different accomplishment.
But I gotta say, in 28 years, did I ever get up and not want to go to work. Yeah. So that's important to me.
That's good.
I love
That's good, because
and,
once you start losing that, it gets tough.
And there's always elements. There's money problems, and we're all susceptible to that. And but at the end of the day, I'm just happy.
Now, within those problems, you were saying like money problems. I'm sure COVID had a huge effect on like everyone else with staffing and all that.
Yeah.
But for you, like I'm assuming, because I experienced it myself, like when you're just like in the kitchen alone and you're just like coming up with a new dish or a new recipe, is that like your zone? Like you're just like you just kind of like mentally block everything out.
You kind of have to. Like I said, over the years you deal with somebody. I've had plenty of COVIDs in my life. Not necessarily figuratively like a pandemic outbreak in the world, but there's been times where I was borderline almost bankrupt and or lost staff, and so many, you get hit on so many, being a business owner, so many different directions. And you literally got to bob and weave and just get through it all, and really just having the right mindset, and just getting up. And like you said, like if you're in a zone, like do something positive, like create a new dish or get new flavors out there. It kind of distracts you a little bit.
Yeah. Or even just doing some kind of like a little something. I remember, working in the hospitality industry. We had like the staff meal. But like sometimes like the chef like was just like in an extra grateful mood, and just even though you can physically see that he was like upset about something, he just like, I'm just gonna do something nice, and just like, here's like whatever this awesome like new dish I'm coming up with, and just having your staff like, I'm sure like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, just to like put a little smile on your face.
Absolutely.
Now here's something that I'm sure most people may not realize. I remember you posting about it. You actually won an award being like top pizza shop.
Yeah, so
last year, right?
back in June of last year, we got There was an editor from Food and Wine magazine that started his own travel website and voted us number 4 in the country for pizza. And he wrote it very nice, and he basically said, you know, because there's a lot of people up in like I won't mention names. There's other pizzerias in New Jersey that get constant recognition. Right. And the problem, not a problem, but the way it works, and I feel with chefs, restaurants, pizza guys, especially pizza guys, once you're in that pool of recognition, if somebody writes an article about you, they just pick you out of that same pool. They don't go outside that pool to discover someone new. And this guy did, and I'm extremely grateful for it. And because you hear Di Lorenzo's and Razza in New York City, and you always hear about Frank Pepe's in New Haven. And to be noticed and like that was awesome.
Was that something that you were like expecting? Like, did you know him was coming in? No,
zero. No, I do think I remember talking to a guy that was here. I remember he said he got a pepperoni pizza, and we were talking. But I do that with everyone, so I didn't know. So that was it was huge. You know, another Instagram pizza critic came in, gave us an unbelievable review, and he was like, "Why doesn't this place get more recognition?" And then people were commenting. I read all the comments, and they're all positive. They're like, if this guy were anywhere else, he would be in the papers every day. And you know, that's great. You know, it's anybody says they don't want that is lying. Like, we all want
recognition. We all want recognition because if you work your ass for it, and it's just like that little thing. It's like, all right, like that little extra motivation that you need sometimes throughout the day or throughout the week. And that's awesome. So, when did you find out that he actually like? Were you just like reading the article and then? Yeah,
so he posted it, and then NJ.com.
That's where I saw that.
Yeah, well, they rewrote it. They kind of featured an article about the article, basically. And when I saw it initially, somebody was like, "Hey, you got number 4," and NJ.com, the last review we got was number 3 with them. So I'm like, that's weird. NJ.com gave us 4. I thought we were 3. And I thought it was an old article they were resubmitting out there. And I started reading about it. I'm like, oh my God, in the country. I'm like, this is the country, you know?
That's awesome.
There's only like 80 pizzerias in the country.
80, right? Just within a square mile.
Yeah, right? It's like, yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, though. So where do you see kind of like Bricco going on in the future? Do you plan on expanding to like a 3rd location?
Yeah,
do you want to kind of,
you know, and again, talking about experience, been around for a long time, I'm much more patient, you know. I don't know if anybody's ever been a gambler or a poker player. First poker game I ever played, I went all in on every hand I got, you know, and I lost. You know, now you gotta, you gotta fold once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
I'm very, you know, again, once you get this recognition, you do get phone calls from developers and other people, outlets that want you to get involved in a project, and I'm able to, you know, decide which direction I want to go in.
Which is always nice because now the ball's in your court.
Yeah. I'm not desperate. I'm real calm and.
Like you have to open up another location.
No. I would like to because I really feel, you know, it's like a great model. The pizza I feel is unbelievable, and I feel like I want to just put it out there. And again, it's not even for the money. Like years and years ago, it was all about the money. Like I wanted to open a place just to I wanted the Ferrari and all these things. Today, honestly, I like making people happy. I like getting recognition. You know, I think about it sometimes. I'm like, I got like number 4 in the country,
which is like,
you know, it's
really
insane.
impressive.
Yeah, it's
like,
insane.
Because like that's not like some small little like trophy. You're talking about the entire like.
Yeah, and I got you know, you have to evolve yourself from that point, though. You got to keep up with it. You know, we had people coming out of everywhere to come here, and you know, people probably rolled their eyes and probably didn't think it was great or whatever. So, but it was
going to get those
few
people,
but it was definitely
naturally, right?
It was a huge bump in business.
I can imagine. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So if someone wanted to come and find you, obviously we're in Westmont, but where can they find you? Like social media? Do you have a website or anything?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm at the tan salon a lot.
Preserve me a bit next time we go there.
Yeah, I'm here every night. And I have the place in the Bourse. I'm there for lunches and stuff, which we do a Roman style pizza. I went to Rome, worked with one of the top bakers in Rome, and learned that style.
How was that experience?
It was so awesome. He was His name is Fabrizio Rascioli, and he has it's called
Say that again.
Fabrizio Rascioli, and he owns a place called Forno
Okay.
in Campo di Fiori.
Okay.
It's a little square in Rome, which is beautiful. It's all restaurants and flowers outside, and people. It's a really nice piazza, and he's like a legend in Rome, right?
Okay.
So I started walking around with him, and people were like, "Who are you?" You know, like I met him at a Vegas pizza show. He was part of my group that I was there. I was a brand ambassador for my flower company, which he also uses. So they connected us, and we went over there, and it was awesome. It was a great experience, and I learned a lot. And that drove me even more, you know.
Yeah.
To be great.
Yeah.
But again, that pizza, we're in a food court there, and and people come from Tennessee and Arizona, all around the country. Pre-COVID, it was all around the world.
That's wild.
Like every day. And the cool thing is, people from all around the world, little kids from like Tennessee or California, Nebraska, they would eat the pizza and come back and go like, "That was the best pizza I've ever had."
Yeah.
And that, like, again, like, what's better than that? You know,
I think we all kind of take it for granted around here where we live, just because
there's great pizza here. Yeah.
we have great pizza here. And
our
like,
worst pizza is better than the best pizza.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like whenever I meet someone, back in the hospitality industry, and they're coming from like not Washington, but like Tennessee or Arkansas or something like that, Michigan, they're like, "Yeah, we don't have nearly the same food styles, nor let alone the pizza," and like they're accustomed to
the Italians are the Northeast, Italians but it's funny, Californians with pizza, they put ranch dressing on everything.
Oh, that's awful.
Ranch dressing on pizza.
No,
I had to get ranch dressing for these people because California would come in every time you got ranch. They would pour it on the red sauce.
On the red sauce?
That's their style.
Yeah, there's something for someone, right?
Yep, exactly.
That's wild. Now, what's your favorite style?
You know what's funny? There's some days, when all the stars align, I'm in Philly, and the pizza comes out, and it's airy and crunchy and light, and I eat it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like the best pizza I've ever had. And then I'll come here on a Friday night, I'll pick out a slice, and I'm like, it's the best pizza I've ever had. So it all depends on what you're in the mood for. As far as a business model, that is less scalable, as opposed to this place could go anywhere. That place is, as much as I think it's one of the best pizzas ever made, it's got to be in a high traffic area. So you got to think about business, not always what you think is right or good. You got to, I'll still never put pineapple on the pizza, no matter how much.
You're going to hate me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so
I
good.
got to be honest with you, I never had it in my life.
No?
Never had pineapple on the pizza.
Listen, one day we'll shut the doors here.
But interestingly
I'll
enough,
keep it to myself.
Interestingly enough, the best pizza man in the world is in Gaeta in Italy. His name is Pepe Gianni. Franco Pepe, right? Nothing to do with New Haven, Connecticut. And his approach, there's a association in Italy called VPN, Vera Pizza Napolitana. Basically what that means is you get a certification from this academy in Naples that says you make true Neapolitan pizza, which is wood-fired and has a certain, whatever. And he went away from it. And he basically said, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to try something different. I want to push the boundaries a little bit on dough making. And he's a family of bakers, and his pizza, he opened this, it's called Caiazzo. It's this little town in Gaeta, a rundown little town. Not the, a rundown little town.
Yeah.
And he opened this, and everybody shunned him. Like, you crazy? People from all around the world.
Fly to there.
All around Italy. Wait in line with 400 or 500 other people to go in that place. Wow. And if you check out my Instagram, I think one of the first videos, one of my best friends met him and said, "You gotta give a shout out to my buddy," and he gave a shout out to Bricco. It was really cool.
Awesome.
It was really cool.
So that word that we were talking about, is that almost like a Michelin status in a sense?
It's not a Michelin, but huge recognition. He is literally the god. But long story short, the pineapple, he made a variation of a pineapple pizza, and he says, "Who gives a shit? What pineapple? You can't put pineapple. It's like an Italian thing. Oh, we're gonna put pineapple. Whatever." It's like more of a joke, like sauce and gravy. It's sauce. Let's get it clear. But that's it. That's it. It's to each his own.
Yeah.
Tomato,
I love
tomato.
it. Yeah. I love it. But brother, I appreciate taking the time to speak with me.
Awesome.
Great success.
Thank you.
Love the pizza. Come check them out. Thank you. Thank you for watching this month's video. Stay tuned for next month's, and thank you again to Core Title for sponsoring us. See you then.